Here we are. What's up, everybody? What a great first week. The only preseason football. Now we can get ready to the games that count. Some great games. But we're going to bring in Coach Dunbar straight off the field. I think they're on the bus on Coach Dunbar.
What's up,
Welcome,
Mike? How you
Coach.
doing?
How we doing?
Not good right now. We just lost to North Kingstown in the injury fund. 14-0.
14-0. Tell us about the game. How did it start off?
Uh, it started off, man. They stopped us. We went 3 and out to start. We punted the ball. I don't know if they scored on their. They didn't score on their first possession where they got it, so they ended up giving it back to us. We got a first down. Ended up punting again. It really just came down to us not executing at the level that we needed to execute at when you're playing against a team of that caliber with the athletes that they have on their team. You gotta execute. There were plenty of opportunities out there, but we just didn't make the plays when we had the opportunities to make them, and they made the plays on their side. It was competitive, but I would say that they beat us in all aspects of the game.
And it's great to make them mistakes in this preseason game, this injury fun game. I'm sure you've seen some things you like, some things you didn't like. What's some of the positive things you've seen?
Our secondary really stepped up against in my opinion, a Division I caliber college football recruit at quarterback and some good receivers on the perimeter. They weren't able to really throw the ball downfield on us and make plays like NK usually does. They really killed us on the ground running the football.
So now you know you got to tighten that up. You open up to Charahoe at Charahoe. You're gonna go into that game, so you got some work to do before you get to that game.
Definitely. You
Charahoe
know,
loses to SK today, 7-6.
yep, definitely. And we'll watch film in the morning. We're gonna be in at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, lifting and watching film. We're gonna be hard on our guys. We didn't. I'm not the type of guy that goes into any football game. I don't care who I'm playing, and not expect to win. So at the end of the day,
Definitely.
we had opportunities. We didn't capitalize on them. We got to get better, and we're gonna be hard on our kids. We're gonna hold them to a high standard. We're gonna continue to push them, and we're gonna get better. I'm not worried about that. I know we're gonna be a good team within our division, but there's definitely a lot of room to improve. And when you play a team of that caliber, they expose a lot of weaknesses that we have to address as we get into the regular season.
Yeah, definitely a very good team. Some other games today: St. Ray's beat Shea 28-0. Ponnaganset won 23-0. SK beats Charahoe, which
I
I
didn't really hear
said.
what you said.
Oh, I said St. Ray's won today 28-0 over Shea. Cranston West also won 13-0. They beat Coventry. So them are some games that are inside
Who's that?
Division
Creston West.
2. Yeah, Cranston West beat Coventry 13-0.
Okay,
Mount Hope
that's
beat
a good win
Tiverton
for them.
17-7. Yeah, definitely some good wins, some good
Hey,
losses.
Mikey, you was breaking up a lot.
Oh,
You
it's
sound
Kai.
clear
Yeah.
now, but for yeah,
Oh, okay. Is that better? East Providence played a tough
yeah, you're
Central
good.
Falls team, 12-0. So yeah, there was
Yep,
some good games. With teams inside Division 2. Burrville beat Smithfield 7-0.
that's good for Smithfield. To be honest with you, Burrville's not good. You always want to win, but if they can hold Burrville to 7 points and compete, that means what are they? Division 4 or Division 3?
Um, they're Division 4 actually. Smithfield's Division 4. Yeah. So you're
Yeah,
playing a
so for a
Division 2
D4 team to
team.
be able to compete against a D2 team for a half, I mean, they're going to be. I'm sure Burville's a good program, well coached. They're going to be good in D4.
And a big upset today, I think, was Davies beating Tolman 20-8.
Yeah, that was a surprising one that I saw on that you posted after the game. I was checking it out. Davies got some talent though, man. There's a kid on that team who played in the Breakthrough League. I know his first name is Daniel. I forget his last name, but he's very dynamic. I'm sure he must have had a big game for Davies for them to beat him.
And another breakthrough kid on Daniel Wolf throws a touchdown for St. Ray's. He's their starting quarterback. So we'll get to see another breakthrough alumni, doing good things at the QB position.
Hey Mikey, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
All right, coach. Let me get that fixed. Daniel Wolf is starting for St. Ray's. He scored a touchdown today. St. Ray's beating Shea 28-0. So another breakthrough kid. All right, coach. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Mikey, have a good one.
All right, thank you. That was Coach Dunbar. Didn't really hear me too well. Let me see if I can get that fixed. Can everybody out there hear me? I don't know if because Coach Dunbar was on the bus. But if there's any problem with the sound, definitely let me know. But Coach Dunbar didn't sound too happy losing to NK 14-0. I got some of the scores. Let me get them. So we're going to wait for Coach Goodheart, Coach Paiva, see what happened in them games. Woonsocket having a good game against Cranston East, 18-6. Barrington beat Pilgrim yesterday. All right, my guy up there, bringing the scores to me. So we said NK looked very, very good. NK looked very good. West Warwick looked good against Tollgate. Winning that game 32-0. Is the Tollgate coach in? I kind of overspoke earlier, and I said that the Tollgate coach was over his head, and somebody made a great point, and let me see if I can find the point that they made about the Tollgate coach. He said Maselli has forgotten more football than a lot of these geniuses would ever know, and I think he's absolutely right. Maselli's been around a long time. He did take over a sinking program. He definitely did take over a Tollgate program, and is he the right guy for the job? I don't know, but they got a lot of kids over there, so we'll see if Tollgate definitely straightens out. Cumberland wins 19-13, beating Lincoln, and to see a team like Lincoln to be able to keep up with a team like Cumberland says a lot for Lincoln, I think, at this time. Do you agree? I think for Lincoln to put 13 up on Cumberland, a lot of people know Cumberland lost Coach Skirker. He's no longer with the program. How about Central? How about Central playing Mount Pleasant and Classical yesterday for their injury fund game? Hope forfeited. They didn't even get on the bus for whatever reason. I wonder if Hope had the same problem that Pilgrim had, where first student bus never even showed up. Is that some stuff? East Providence played a tough Central Falls team, and I heard Central Falls looked very, very good out there. And to be able to hold East Providence to 12, East Providence only puts up 12 points, and I'm sure East Providence wasn't going ham on Central Falls, but salute to Central Falls. We're going to have Coach Jeff on the show pretty soon. We'll have him. Thank you, Coach Dunbar. We're going to see if we can get Coach Goodheart up in here on Ponnaganset. How about a game Ponnaganset had? Ponnaganset beat Scituate 23-0. I think, 23-0. Scituate definitely has a way to go. And I think Coach Damon Scarduzio is going to do okay over there. He definitely has a lot to build on. That's for sure. What are you going to say about Narragansett? I mean, Hans EWG, 27-0, got out of hand very, very fast. And I know the kids at EWG. I know the kids over there, Stanton, Plowman, a lot of good kids at EWG. When Coach Fortin took over that program, I watched him build that program. I know them kids can do it, but it ain't no secret that's a coach that runs that program that he collects a stipend. Like, I don't even understand how he beat out Maselli for that job. Honestly, I won't even wait. Worst coach in the league, Stringfellow. Worst coach in the league. He should be paying them. That's a fact. He should be paying them. Yeah, Central Falls definitely looked very good. EP was missing 2 offensive starters. Excellent game. Salute to EP. Salute to Coach Stringfellow, the good one over there in East Providence, doing great things. Coach Jumbo, John Flamin, Emerson Kilgore talks very highly about him. Yeah, East Providence is going to be a great program. Definitely, and for everything that Pilgrim went through, that might be debatable about the worst coach in the state. I like to do a thing, we did the best coaches, right? Top 11. Should we do the bottom 11? Boy, there'll be some butthurt people if we did the bottom 11 in Rhode Island high school football coaches, man. There'll be some people that butthurt. But we did see a lot of great football today. A lot of great football. Narragansett, I think Narragansett is going to be good in D3. Are they running D3? That remains to be seen. Mount Hope, 17-7 over Tiverton. Not surprised by that score. Tiverton, young coach Sheridan takes over the program. The AD kind of double jumps him, putting a coach on the staff that he got the guy that left West Warwick hanging a day before the season began. And I can't respect that. West Warwick having a great game against Tollgate. What a game West Warwick had against Tollgate. 32-0. And yes, it was Tollgate. I already told you Central played Classical and Mount Pleasant. Like, come on. Tell me if they're not feeling themselves over there at Central. It was like, we played Mount Pleasant. Well, Coach McCall, we've been saying it for 2 months. He did not want to play Central whatsoever. He wanted no smoke with Central. He did not want to play them. It's no secret. Everybody knows about the meeting that he had. And you'll find out when we get closer to Thanksgiving. Look, when we say things over here, that we did our due diligence, right? So we said that Classical was not going to play Central for 2 quarters. We said that there was a situation up in Cumberland. We said that there was a situation in Scituate. When we say things, we don't just say them. We say them because we know. We say them because we know. Davies and Tolman. That is a game that is kind of like, whoa. Davies beats Tolman 20-8. Davies beats Tolman 20-8. Is anybody surprised by that? I am. I'm surprised. I am very, very surprised by that score. Tolman definitely has some work to do. Davies is Davies been getting better every year. Coach Cabral, salute to him. I have to see if we can get him on the show. Yeah, Davies been getting better every week, and I think Davies is gonna probably be one of the top teams in Division 4. After the East Providence Central Falls game, I would definitely put Central Falls in there. Would you? Would anybody out there that's seen Central Falls play today, would you put Central Falls in there as being a contender in Division 4? I mean, I think Central Falls behind Davies could be a contender. Smithfield, just by size alone, Smithfield having 70 kids, losing to Burrillville today. I want to see if the score was 7-0, but yeah, Smithfield by size alone, you might have to give them the number 3rd spot. And who gets the number 4th spot? I didn't get the Johnston High School North Providence score today, so if anybody has that as well. Look, the Journal is not even bringing you these scores. Is it bet like I'm even outworking them? God forbid, like the Journal don't even bring you scores. Like I say, you're not gonna outwork me. We a one man show, and I gotta say, thank you to all the people out there that were like sideline reporters today, that was shouting me out, calling me up with scores. I wouldn't have these scores if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you. I really appreciate it to everybody out there that was sending in scores, man. That's some real shit. But I want to take this time. I told you you're gonna hear a foul language every once in a while. I'm not really a role model. I didn't go to school for this. I want to take this time to thank the people that help us make this possible. We're gonna have Coach Fortin that's gonna be up in here pretty soon. Coach Paiva after his game. Coach Gary Goodheart when he's ready. Coach Jeff Paiva when he's ready. So Coventry loses that one 13-0. I'm sure he is not going to be too thrilled. And I think, these scores really don't mean, it just gives you a little measure, see what you need to work on. Am I surprised Coventry lost it? Yes, I am. I'm absolutely surprised. Oh, Cranston East player suspended. Cranston breaking news. Okay, excellent. Good. No, I ain't saying that's good. Coach Fortin was saying he was heading home. Cranston East player suspended for fighting during the game against Woonsocket. We found this out today. He has been written up. He'll be suspended. So he was thrown out of that game, and he will not be eligible for the next game. I really have to say, respect to the coach over there at Cranston East, but I don't know if you could be. How do I say this without? Cranston East can very well be one of the worst programs in the state, or head into it. And respect to the coach over there. I don't mean any disrespect. It's just how everything is gonna fall. You have to be in this to be a coach, like in this football thing. I think you have to be coach. Like it's a year-round thing. You can't be a coach in other places as well. But Cranston East has some things, and I always keep it real, right? They have some problems. They really have to figure some things out. Players suspended over there. Shout out to my man. Players suspended over there at Cranston East. Woonsocket beats them 18-6. We'll see what's going to be the fallout from all that. We can't be having that. We had a lot of referees at the games. Did anybody notice, with the referee shortage, they're hurrying up, trying to get these guys trained, trying to get these guys ready. Charahoe shows up. That surprised me with SK. 8-7, another guy that could be at the bottom of the list as far as the bottom pile of coaches in the state. Jerry Zarella, but they hold Charahoe to 7. SK gets away with that one, 8-7. So Narragansett looked like we thought they were gonna look. Narragansett went rough on EWG. Now EWG is a team that we've seen kids been getting hurt left and right since the season started. This was their first contact. And you already had probably up to 5 kids that were injured over there at EWG. And this is why, I have nothing against the other string fellow, the EWG string. You're like, I got nothing against the guy. I don't even know the guy. I call it how I see it. Let his record speak for itself. If no one's going to say it, I'm going to proclaim it. Ask kids at Tollgate. And this is what I'm saying. The other day, you drive by there, there's a rescue squad out in the parking lot. I love the kids at EWG. Yeah, they probably got about 30. I bet they don't have no more than 31 kids. Even with the co-op with Prout. I think the kids over there at EWG are amazing. Great, great kids. I talked about them for 3 years while we covered EWG. I know them kids can get it done. I seen them kids get it done. Marching all the way to that Super Bowl last season. Say what you want. A 6 seed. When Pono did that to everybody. It was no question that Pono was going to do that to whoever Pono faced in that Super Bowl. And now Pono goes to Division III. And respectfully, you talk to a.k.a. my guy, Mr. Alabama coach, Jimmy Cook. When I heard that, he was like, yeah, Jimmy's the new Alabama. But they had a great game today. Ponnaganset. A lot of things went right for them. And Coach Fortin, he's the spokesman. Jimmy Cook made Coach Fortin the spokesman. He said, you handle the media. You deal with Mikey. So what does Ponnaganset do? Listen. This week when I announced that Shea coach resigned, Anthony Alejandro, when he resigned from Shea, I knew Coach Alejandro was not going to be on the market long. When Coach Cook sees a good coach out there, he jumps. He goes out there and he grabs him. He don't waste any time. He don't waste any time at all. He grabs him and he's building a good staff. You heard Emerson say it yesterday. But there were some great games. If anybody wants to come on and talk about it, I can send the link out for you while we wait for these coaches to actually come on. But it's going to be the first week. Next week, I think, is going to be Thursday. Listen, we're going to have the Coaches Pick'em Challenge. And I think Thursday, we're going to give away a bike to a little young guy. We're not going to pick a high school student. I think we're going to go down to the youth level. We're going to give away a bike Thursday. We're going to have the coaches pick them. We're going to have coaches come in. That's right. We're going to give a bike away to one of these young kids. You know what? We'll probably look at one of the inner city leagues. I'm going to go out this week. I'm going to get a little bike, maybe a 16-inch bike, give it to one of these little guys that don't have much. So Thursday, we're going to give away a bike to somebody. So if you know somebody in a youth program, maybe someone that don't have much, a little guy, let's give it to like a 7, an 8-year-old or a 6-year-old. We're gonna do that. All right. So Thursday we are gonna give away a bike, but Thursday we're gonna have coaches pick them. See, they ain't working like us. We giving stuff away. We working. We working. And speaking of that, I got to take this time to thank my sponsors. The people that really help us out. Give me 1 second. Let me get this correct. We'll be right back.
Any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
That's right. That's right. Educational purposes only over here. Yep. So we are gonna give away a bike coming up Thursday. We're gonna have the coaches pick them. We're gonna be on with Rhode Island ranked, and if everybody don't remember last season, we did the top 3 in each position. Rhode Island ranked. That's actually Uncle Felix. He does that. So go over to Instagram, send him your film. He looks through Max Preps. He looks at the yards. One thing your coaches have to put up for Max Preps. And coaches, listen, if you need someone to handle your Max Preps, message me, reach out to me. I'll talk to you. I'll tell you what has to be done, and we'll make that happen. But I think it's important to post your kids' stats because there's recruiters that find kids through Max Preps. West Warwick has who coming up next? Cranston West that beat Coventry 13-0 tonight. And then they have Ponnaganset after that, the new Alabama, a.k.a. Jimmy Cook. That's going to be a 6:30 game at Pono. Pono played very well against new coach Damon Scarduzio. And then Coach Cook, he picks up a few coaches. He picks up the former Shea coach. So he does very, very well. Oh, yeah. In case you want to know, Westerly falls 14-0 to NK. Someone just asked me to score. Pilgrim. How about Pilgrim? Look how Pilgrim's Day started off yesterday. Oh, Pono's at West Warwick. Okay. See? Damn. Do you do anything right? Pilgrim's at West Warwick. Eric, listen. Do things right. I gotta let you go. My new assistant, Eric. Oh. Okay, so now we know it. Pono is at West Warwick. Shout out to Coach Pennington. I think West Warwick played very, very well. They're playing against a struggling Tollgate. We're going to see what they could do. But West Warwick has some great, great pieces there, and they didn't even play with their best player, DeAndre Chase, who was out a little banged up. West Warwick put 32 points up. So, in case you don't know, Cumberland has 89 kids. Imagine that. No, and 89 kids, right? and you still barely beat Lincoln. Cumberland wins that game 19-13. Shout out to Chris Webster. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you bringing me the score, bringing me up to date on the Davies scores. Davy beast Holman. That is a surprise. Eric, are you surprised Davies beat Tolman? You can talk. No, I didn't think so. But anyway, you gotta love the rebellion he calls himself. Are we surprised Davies beat Tolman? Tolman Division 3. Of course, it's just the injury fun game, but we're having fun tonight, right? We are having fun. What's going on with Hope? Hope forfeited. They didn't even get on the bus. I hope everything's okay over there at Hope. We hope everything is okay. We're going to have Coach Paiva. That's going to be coming up here. Cumberland over Lincoln, 19-13. Lincoln looks pretty good, right? Let's see. Come on, people. Let me know. Who do you really think is gonna be the top 4 in Division 4? Like, I think Central Falls, right? You gotta put Central Falls in that spot. Well, it looks like NorthSmithfield's down 14-7. Cole Vowles scored the first touchdown for NorthSmithfield. Congratulations, Cole Vowles. But it looks like NorthSmithfield loses the injury fund game 14-7. We would definitely have Coach Paiva on tonight. I'm a big supporter of NorthSmithfield football. I supported all of them kids throughout this whole situation. When this first happened, I started to, I gotta say. I totally lost my train of thought. I see. Oh, NorthSmithfield. When this first happened, I started hearing them crazy rumors, and I was like, that's crazy, man. That's horrible. But the more I started looking into it, and I seen that these kids were being condemned for a crime that nobody even knew happened. And then it comes out that there's no victim, that there's no witnesses, that no one ever seen anything like this happen. Nobody ever seen anything like this happen. So it's like, where are they getting all this? So now you got a superintendent that jumps the gun. He demands an investigation. So, of course, politics, you know how that goes. They suspend the program. Listen, if they could do that to NorthSmithfield, they could do that to your program as well. If somebody could say, I heard a rumor that this is happening, to so-and-so program, like, they took them kids off the field for like 40 or 50 days. And then even at the end, they said, we have no proof that anything happened, but, witnesses said, but they just won't come forward. No, people did come forward, like Felix said. 30 people came forward. You just didn't like what they had to hear. So that's why I got behind the kids at NorthSmithfield. So salute to them. Salute to Coach Paiva. NorthSmithfield, Zach Kerrigan, Cole Vowles, CJ Raposa, a lot of great kids over there. Jeff Paiva, he brings in Eddie Insco to be one of his assistant coaches. So for them to hold that game to the score that they held it to, Rogers and North Providence, if anyone has a Rogers North Providence score, definitely let me get that as well. Okay, so NK wins 14-0 over Westerly. Cranston West over Coventry 13-0. And I have to say, I'm surprised. Cranston East player suspended for fighting. Central High School beats Mount Pleasant and Classical in their injury fund game. He said, we're playing both. Chris McCall said, no, it's only going to be a 10-minute game. We're not playing no longer than 10 minutes. Imagine that. Like, why does every other game have to be 2 quarters? But Chris McCall gets special privileges. I mean, I don't get that. So when Socket plays well, when Socket has some things to straighten out, and I'm sure Coach B-Ball will have them straightened out. East Providence seen things that they have to work on. Westerly's coach was not too happy. Coach Dunbar was not too happy. Not often he's at the losing end of that conversation. 14-0 in Coventry. I got to write this down. Oh, yeah. So we said Thursday we're going to give a bike away. We're going to find some little guy, give him a bike, and we're going to have the coaches pick them, where we're going to have like 7 or 8 games, and we're going to have coaches come on every Thursday night, and they're going to pick games, and at the end of the season, we're going to have a champion. The criteria, you have to be a coach. Head coach is likely, but maybe we could bring in an assistant coach here or there, to be part of the delegation. So great games today. Ponnaganset wins 23-0. Speaking of Ponna, we're going to bring in Coach Cliff Fortin, former EWG, former Coventry coach, you was on Johnston. You was all over the place. You're like a cheap date.
Seems like it.
Yeah, everywhere.
Absolutely.
Coach, man, how you doing? What's going on?
Not much. What's going on?
All right,
today.
All right, yeah, great games today. Today was your first live action since you came to Ponnaganset. How was it being back on the sideline?
Oh, it's great. I'm sure every head coach, assistant coach, any high school football coach, today and yesterday, it just felt surreal. Like, hey, we're back on the sidelines. We're back doing what we love to do. So it was great.
So tell us a little bit about your game. What'd you pull up on your 17 buses? What'd you pull up? Because I know you have a lot of kids this season. Was everybody able to go to the game?
Everybody went. We were able to stuff everybody in 2 buses. We may need 3 down the road, but right now we're good with 2. We showed up, and we were a little flat. We came out of defense first. We were a little flat, a little sluggish. I call it nerves. Situate moved the ball a little bit, and then once we came up with a big interception, we just got the ball going, the ball rolling, and really played some good defense and some really good offense.
Now let's talk about it. Your defensive coach. How did the defense do? Did you guys have a safety today?
Yeah, we had a safety. We had a few sacks, fumble recovery, interception. I say overall we did pretty good. We made some mistakes, and once we break down film, we'll fix the mistakes, and then we'll also improve on the things that we did good.
Now you have a newcomer, Anthony Alejandro, who's your quarterback coach, passing technician. He comes over from Shea. How did the kids react to him coming on the staff late, and how was his first day?
The kids, like me, when I came, they welcomed with open arms. They're very respectful. We got respectful kids. He came in and right away made his presence known, and went to the quarterbacks, and they're better for it. So he was excited. The whole coaching staff were all excited about just getting out there and playing some football. Our quarterbacks did very well. I think there was only 1 drop pass. So he's he's helping us try to be more two-dimensional.
Nice. So now, what's next on your schedule for Ponnaganset? You're going to be at West Warwick, is that correct?
No, I think we're gonna be at NorthSmithfield. I think they're our next opponent. It's our crossover game, so we're looking forward to that challenge. We'll be looking at some film this weekend of what we did, in good and bad in the injury fund game, and we'll also start looking at the NorthSmithfield. Hopefully, as soon as we can get the film.
Now, NorthSmithfield, I understand they lost today. I think I just had the score up 14-7. Cole Valles throws the first touchdown. Did you have a chance? 14-7. Yeah. Did you have a chance to watch any of their game?
No, we wanted to, but we had to get the kids out of there. We watched a little bit of the Smithfield and Burrowville game, but we couldn't stay there. We played a good game, so our kids wanted to get out, and the coaches wanted to get out and just get together at the school and just talk about the game itself. So we saw like a couple of drives, and then the Smithfield game, and then we get out of there.
Now let's talk. Let's go over some scores today. A big upset, I think, today was Davies beating Tolman 20-8. Narragansett beats EWG 27-8. We've seen, that was a tough game. Mount Hope 17-7 over Tiverton. St. Ray's shutting out Shea. East Providence shutting out Central Falls. What's interesting about that game, that was a 12-0 game, Coach Fortin, and we talked about Central Falls. Said that Central Falls could be a problem in Division 4.
I think they're going to be. I think they're coming down. They go to 3-4. I think a lot of people don't understand what that means. Central Falls is coming to play. I had them in the playoffs. You and I spoke about this months ago. Once we knew what the schedule was, and I said, watch out for Central Falls. They're big, they're fast, they're aggressive. So their injury fund game, they showed it against East Providence, which is a very good team. So to have it like that is pretty good.
All right, Coach. 1 second. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Yeah, so East Providence doing 12, putting up 12 points. Central Falls holding East Providence to 12 points. I think that was pretty good for Central Falls.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad. To see that from Central Falls. It's, not a big school. I know they're co-oping, so it makes D4 that much more competitive. So D4 is going to be competitive. D3, it's going to be competitive. So we're looking forward to next week.
Pilgrim played Barrington. I think Pilgrim did pretty good too, even though they got shut out 16-0.
Yeah, I was at that game. The score didn't help Pilgrim at all. They played a really good Barrington team. Barrington's big, and Coach Blake wasn't there. He was at home. Hopefully he feels better. But the team did very well from what I thought. I think they're going to be a problem in D3.
Yeah, and some other late games on Cumberland. 19-13 over Lincoln, and I think for Lincoln to keep up with a team that's as big as Cumberland says a lot for what Lincoln is going to bring to the table, because Cumberland coming in with 89 kids.
We scrimmaged Lincoln, and I'll tell you what, what's going on, Coach Pennington? How you doing, buddy? Good game yesterday. I saw it. You did very well. Congratulations. We scrimmaged Lincoln, and they're good. They're very good. So that's big for them to keep up with Cumberland. So they're on the other side. I don't think we would see them unless we both made the playoffs.
Yeah, you never know. And some games that we talked about yesterday, Central playing Classical and Mount Pleasant,
Central
putting a combined 30 points.
Yeah, Coach Washington's doing it good over there, and I'm rooting for him. Every time the scores come up, I look for Central to see how Coach Washington's doing, and I wish him the best of luck this year. And I'm rooting for him. I want to see Central to get there, and hopefully they can win it all.
I think LaSalle beats Moses Brown. So a lot of great games. It's going to be a great season.
Yeah.
Coach Fortin. Coach Pennington said, "What's up, Coach?"
What's going on? He had a really good game yesterday, playing Tollgate. And what about Tollgate bringing 60 to the football field? I don't think Tollgate ever had that many kids. I was shocked. So good kudos for them. But that was a good game. It got out of hand after a while because West Warwick is fast. They're big. They're going to be a good challenge for us too.
Yeah, I think the Tollgate coach is finding out that he took over a ship that was pretty much sinking, and it's going to be a lot for him to get that ship right. I was a little rough on him, and but salute to him. But hopefully he could get that straight. But yeah, a lot of great games. A lot of bad games. But hopefully some teams can kind of get it straight. Westerly falls to NK 14-0.
North Kingston's a good squad, and I always say, especially in the first quarter, it's your measuring stick. It's where are you right now? I know we're all not going to play all our starters. Well, some teams don't play all their starters into the second quarter. We didn't. You get your kids in there, you get them acclimated with the game, and there's a set plays that you want to see against competition, and then you just want to get out of there injury free. So, I always say the injury fund game is more of a measuring stick for the first quarter.
How are you guys doing? Did you guys come out of this game basically healthy?
Yeah. No injuries. Knock on wood. We had a lot of kids play. We got our backups. We got our sophomores in. We got our freshmen in. I think we pretty much got almost everybody in offensively and defensively and special teams, which if you're not doing that in an injury fund game, whether you're blowing someone else out or you're getting blown out, you're really doing a disjustice for your team because they're there. So you try to get as many kids as possible. If you're over 50, 60, 70, it may be difficult, but you do your best.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids, we said Smithfield, a lot of kids, 70 kids over there. How? That's what everyone says. How do you have that many kids,
Something, he made the playoffs, and that's all it takes. Sometimes you make the playoffs, and they all come out. So kudos, for Smithfield. Now let's just see what they can do.
Look at that, people. Everybody. Anthony Alejandro.
And he wants to come out. He wants to come on the show. So I told him.
Does he?
Yeah, he wants to come on the show. He was telling me that today. We had a little bite to eat, and he's like, "Oh man, I want to go on that show." I'm like, "Mikey will be more than happy to."
Yeah, definitely, it's like going to the doctors. You're afraid to get there until you get there, and then it's not that bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I said Anthony. I never met him, but I hear a lot about him, and a lot of respectful people talk highly about him.
Oh, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. I never knew him. I knew of him, and I get to know him, and I get to coach with him, and it's a pleasure. He really brings some knowledge and some fun to the game, and the kids really, especially at quarterback, draw to him, and he makes his presence known right off the bat. So I'm glad he's on our staff.
Yeah, people talk highly about him. He was over at Diamond, did very well. East Providence praises him. I think he did some quarterback work over there. And I think he will be one of an up-and-coming head coach in the next couple of years.
Absolutely. You're gonna give it to Coach Cook. Well, we call him Coach Jimmy Saban now.
Look at that. Jimmy Saban, Mr. Alabama Slammer.
Listen, he ain't letting good coaches go. So, kudos to him.
He's on it, man. Saturday, Sunday, midnight, 1 a.m, 2 a.m. He's like, yo, I heard a rumor. I heard there's a coach available.
24/7. If there's a quality coach up there.
He's waking the AD up. Yo, we can meet on Sunday.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. And, that's how you build a successful program. So, Cook's doing an amazing job, and we're all having fun. So that's the main thing.
So, yeah, you got to be an experienced coach. A lot of schools are looking for coaches. Somebody brought up the fact that I said it's hard finding coaches. He said, what did he say? He said, it's not hard. I said, it's not hard getting coaches. It's hard finding coaches. There's kind of a difference.
Yeah, it's high school football is very competitive. So just to bring any coach in, from my experience, that doesn't do you justice. You want to bring in quality coaches that know what they're doing, because any head coach doesn't want to teach his coach to coach and then teach the coach how to coach. So a lot of programs want guys to come in that know the game of football and that know how to coach it. So it's difficult to really find that these days.
It's going to be a great football season. Hopefully, we can get enough referees in place. But Coach Fortin, man, thank you. I don't want to keep you long. I know you have a lot going on. Great game. Hopefully, you can continue the success. And yeah, we'll definitely have to get Anthony Alejandro in here. Maybe we'll get him and his quarterback up in here. Shake things up a little bit. But some great games. 23-0. What did you think about Situate tonight?
I thought they did very well. They came. They looked very confident. They looked organized. So they really brought it. They weren't. We came off two buses. Obviously, we're a bigger staff than they are, bigger roster. They didn't seem puzzled by it, and kudos to this new staff. They're doing. They're doing a good job. So I think Situate's they got a bright future. So I'm going to keep my eye out on them and see how they do. I was impressed with them tonight.
And I think going forward, I don't know what happened with Hope, and I would say this to all coaches. Hope, for some reason, they didn't get on the bus. The bus never showed up at Pilgrim. So I think whoever it is, if it's on the athletic director, we have to make sure these buses get to these schools. So, coaches, like, double check, make sure that you maybe call the bus company early and say, listen, is your bus going to be there? Like, thank God West Warwick's up the street from where Pilgrim was, but we can't have that going down the stretch. These games mean something, and to not make a game because First Student Bus Company drops the ball. So I would definitely end with that, coach.
Yeah, no, that's a shame. Hope, any program, you have an opportunity to play, an opportunity to compete, and because of a bus, you miss that opportunity is really sad to hear. Hopefully, going forward, that changes.
Now, I don't know if that's why Hope didn't make their game, but like somebody said, they didn't get on their bus, they forfeited the game, and but I know Pilgrim, the bus never showed up.
Yeah, thankfully they were able to get to the game and play. So, however that worked out, however they managed that, kudos to all of them, because that's on the fly. That's a good thing to do. So,
it's difficult. Coach, man, your shout out to your mom. How's mom doing?
Mom's doing good. She's doing better. So after this, I'm gonna go talk to her. So I appreciate it.
Does mom get a Ponnaganset shirt? Because I don't have one.
We have one for you. So I'll have to get my mom a Ponnaganset shirt. She asked me today, just before I left, let me know how you guys did. So she's gonna try to get to a game this year, which would be huge to get her outside. And you and I know what she went through. So that'd be great. I would love to see her at a games. Hopefully we can get her to one this year.
Yeah, the Ponnaganset student section will take good care of that. They'll have a chair and let's go. But Coach Fortin, thank you. Coach Cook, thank you for allowing Fortin to be your new media guy. He said no problem.
He's not the one, but we're gonna get him on the show. We're gonna
he's good. He sits in his little directing chair in his little backyard. Shout out to him. Shout out to everyone. Someone told me I make Rhode Island football more interesting now. So
you make it look good. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing and continue doing it.
Yeah, thank you, Coach. Thank you to all my sideline reporters today. They got me all these scores. I'm impressed, But Coach Fortin, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll talk to you soon, Mike.
Yes, sir. There's Coach Fortin, Ponnaganset defense coordinator. Jimmy Cook brings him in, Anthony Alejandro, and he already had some other people on his staff. Coach Sasso, who has the kids in the gym all the time, going crazy. See, this is where Max Prep's going to throw me off, because you see I'm looking at Pilgrim, Max Preps. They're 0-1. The injury fund game, all because, and then other schools you don't see the Max Preps on there. So that's where it kind of throws me off. But Mount Hope had a good game against Tiverton, but of course they did. How can they not have a good game? But we're waiting for Gary Goodheart, who's on his way back to the building, who had a tough game against Cranston West. Here we go. Look, Mount Hope. I don't know. Maybe it's the way that in week 0, was there any upsets? Yes, there was. I think Davies over Tolman was an upset. Davies over Tolman was an upset, right? I'm trying to get Mikey Washington on the show right now. I just sent him a link. Get up in here. Let's go. We'll tell you some scores. Hit that link while we wait for Coach Goodheart, Coach Paiva. And we'll go over some scores right now. Big shout out to @Recover Rhode Island. Get out there on the corner at Night and Washington Street. There's options for athletes in the state of Rhode Island. Mikey Washington started it with a friend because he said he spent the back half of his career on an athletic training table. So definitely check out Recover Rhode Island, Mikey Washington's new business. And another one that started a new business. Check out Dola Designs, custom made home decor, Warwick, Rhode Island. Reach out to Blizzy Blake. He'll definitely hook you up. They make all kinds of cool home decorative items. Big shout out to Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes, and I hope I can get some more sponsors up in here. Big shout out to Elite Football Schools. Oh, I think they don't. I don't know. There it is. Recover Rhode Island. I knew I had that. Big shout out to Recover Rhode Island. So we're going to wait to get Mike Washington up in here. Let me play this quick clip. I think Fans Only Sports had some of yesterday's games. I don't think they had any of today's games, but give me a second and we're going to get Mikey Washington up on the show.
Take a ride through my city life, see what my city's like. It's the city life, for some it's a shitty life. This is city living, mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard, private's my backyard. I run Rhode Island, you can call me a track star. And we a team, homie, all is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401. It's Mr. Rags, you can call me, I'm still in that 401. From where we was, look at all we become. For what it's worth, I put my all in the sun. Know that my city love it, my city's budget. About my city's public, know how my city does it. Let me handle my city business, then I ride you outside of them city limits.
Okay, that's fine. People can talk crazy about me. That's fine. They should express themselves, and they have a right to. But I also get to say what you know. I'm like a
Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real Podcast and Network. Appreciate it.
People, bro. Like thanking me for speaking on things, bro, that other people are not speaking on, bro. For thanking me for keeping it real on topics that other platforms are not going to be keeping it real on. Like, you have no idea. The ratio doesn't even...
Goodbye, farewell, so long. I said hello, goodbye, farewell, so long. I said uh-oh. Did the truth come out again? Movie, do you know how it ends? They say babies are just like the angels. Tell me why these youth know how to.
I said, did the truth come out again? Won soccer 18 over Cranston East. We still waiting for Mikey Washington to hit that link. He said he's going to come up in here, but my phone died at that moment. Barrington 16-0 over Pilgrim. West Warwick 32-0. Central 16, Classical 0. Central 14, Mount Pleasant 0. You heard that right. Central played 2 games at their injury fund game. Pono 23, Situate 0. East Providence 12, Central Falls 0. St. Ray's 28, Shea 0. A lot of shutouts today. Mount Hope 17, Tiverton 7. Narragansett 27. They beat EWG 27-7. Davies, I think this was an upset, 20. Tolman 8. North Kingstown shut out Westerly 14-7. Cranston West shut out Coventry 13-0. And LaSalle Moses Brown, I think that was, I want to say 14-7. I have to look that up. I have that somewhere. So if you have any scores that I don't have, let me know. We waiting for some games. We waiting for Mikey Washington, Gary Goodheart, Jeff Paiva, and NorthSmithfield game. I think that was 14-7 versus Juanita Sanchez. All these games, see? We working. Who brought you the scores? The real rebellion. We bringing you the scores. The Journal don't even have the scores. They won't even have stats this year because they didn't want to spend the money on the software. NorthSmithfield 7. Juanita. Remember a couple of years ago, Juanita Sanchez, Division 3, they win a Super Bowl. Then they go down to 2. They can't handle it. They leave RAIL. Not leave. They back out of the varsity schedule. They play a JV schedule. They're not eligible for the playoffs. It's tough, man. It's tough to keep these programs. Cole Vowles scores a touchdown, the first touchdown for NorthSmithfield. St. Ray's wins 28-0. They beat Shea. I guess running through the tackles wasn't going to work. Okay, Coach Paiva will be up here in a minute. We'll have Coach Paiva up next. So give me 1 second and we'll have Coach Paiva up next. Wins, not everybody, the older coaches. They want to cry. They want to go to these RIIL meetings and they want to cry. We're not competitive. We can't do this. I can't be in. What are we doing here?
Oh, he wilding right now.
They out here. Rhode Island, stand up, man. I'm trying to put on for my city.
Football in Rhode Island, bro.
I'm trying to put on for my city, man.
Be honest with you, I'm pissed off.
D1, but I don't want to be called D2.
Getting things correct in the most timely manner possible.
We see what happened to the last dude tried to. Yeah, I bet he probably went home and cried. Too.
So we're waiting for Jeff Paiva, Mike Washington, Gary Goodheart. Watch, they'll all show up at the same time. Let's see. Up next. Let's see who it's going to be. Could it be a race? That door. It's there? Okay. So give me another minute. We'll play this quick video while we wait for Coach Paiva.
I love what Mikey does. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you over the edge, TMZ with it. But
The boy gonna do you something nasty.
I hate to say it, more times than not, he get the results he want.
Right, and to
that's
be honest with
because-
you, I honestly don't think it's over. Honestly, I think exactly what this state needs. We've always needed a platform where we can call out the nonsense,
the repercussions,
and give people the props that they deserve, and call out the people who are full of it. And honestly, I think that more and more people are starting to utilize Mike's platform for that. And honestly, I know a lot of folks. A lot of people talk to me, "Oh, Emerson, like you're on there and you talk this and you talk that," and I'm like, "Listen," I said. Name one thing that he's been wrong about. And then there's silence.
But, boy.
Right.
Because they know. Because honestly, like that stuff that's being exposed, they're like, oh, damn, how did he find out about it? And again, Mike has his sources, and I never get into that. But at the end of the day, what he exposes is the truth. And people don't want to hear that. They want to hear the watered down version. They want to hear, I don't know how he found that out, blah, blah, blah. But, they want to duck and dodge and this and that. And, there's no need for that. It's like, okay, we need to bring a level of respect back to, coaching and administration and stuff like that. And honestly, when people get called out like that, they call out the nonsense. And that's exactly what we need.
Y'all better stop playing with that boy.
Oh, the alignment's good for football on second thought. Dude, you crapped on it this whole video, man.
Sitting there like I have no clue what I'm doing. Like I was just keeping my hands out of it and people were just taking shots at her left and right. And it was, for me it was.
Dude, he said, I have no idea what I'm doing. We know that. But what you meant to say was like I had nothing to do with this. No, you called out a parent. I have never, ever, ever called out a parent, man. Never crossed that line, man. That's unprofessional, man. You work for the Journal, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I told Mike, I said, I got my connections like Huggy Bear, but Mikey's more like J. Jonah Jameson. I don't know where he get it from. He'd be like, I got an email. I'm going to call him out. I'm like, God, this for real.
Okay, here we are. We back. We just waiting for NorthSmithfield. Jeff Paiva up next. Or Mikey Washington. Or Gary Goodheart. But Paiva did say he will be on in a minute. So we're going to share this. See if we can get him up in here. Exciting football, man. A lot of shutouts. Again, the scores. Woonsocket over Cranston East, 18-6. Barrington shutout Pilgrim, 16-0. West Warwick over Tollgate, 32-0. Central beats Classical, 16-0. Central beats Mount Pleasant, 14-0. Yes, if you're wondering about that, Central said line them both up. Chris McCall had 10-minute games, from what I heard, which everyone else had like 2-quarter games. I don't know. Go figure. Just trying to get all this stuff shared. I do it all. One-man gang. I get the scores, get the information. Shout out to all the people that was at the games sending me these scores. I was able to watch the West Warwick over Tollgate on Fans Only Sports. I would have loved to see the Central and Mount Pleasant and the Classical games. That was great. And definitely check out my guy over at the Air Force. And if you got players that can be nominated, send the players into me. I'll reach out. We're going to nominate the players. And we're going to get the Air Force to nominate. Give the kids an award. Soccer also started today. Injury Fund Soccer started today. Charahoe moves up to Division 1 this year. Will the challenges be even greater? So we're going to be checking that out this season. So, yeah, great injury fun game. Cole scores the first touchdown for NorthSmithfield. Congratulations to Cole. I think he's going to lead that team to good things this year. Central had a great injury fun game. A lot of great injury fun games. NK over Westerly, 14-0. Narragansett beats EWG 27-7. Narragansett opened the kickoff, bringing it back to the crib. SK surprised me. I thought they were going to put more up on Charahoe. Come on, man. Like, I thought SK was like, I don't know, you got some ballers over there. How are you putting 8 up on Dave Cato? Like, are you serious? Davies, big upset, I think, today was Davies beating Tolman. Yes, it's the injury fund game, but we're going to talk crap, right? Davies beating Tolman 20-8 was a big deal. Coach DeLawrence, he's going to say, we're young, we're small, we got to figure things out. Yes, you're saying all the PC things that coaches are supposed to say, but Davies beating up on Tolman was a big deal today. NK did what NK does, put up 14 on the Bulldogs. Westerly really has to figure a lot of things out. Rogers, don't know what happened. Rogers and Middletown have no idea. But respectfully, new coach over there at Rogers, Johnston, they look to have about 30, 35 players. Coventry gets to 0 today against Cranston West, 13-0. LaSalle, I think LaSalle and Moses Brown was like 14-7, if I'm not mistaken. Juanita Sanchez beats North Smithfield 14-7. And Burrville also beats Smithfield today. Did I leave any scores out? Did you write them down, Eric? You need to go out and get the rest of my scores. My new assistant, Erica, working hard over here. I told him I'd give him a job. I know things are tough at the newspaper. Yes, shout out to everybody out there sending them scores into me. West beats Coventry 13-0. But we're going to bring up Coach Paiva, North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles head coach. 14-7, was that the score, Coach?
Yeah, yep, 14-7.
All right, let's talk about it. Your first battle in a long time, active battle, being the injury fund.
Yep.
What did you see that you liked out there tonight?
Well, I liked that some of our young guys that had to play competed, right? They came up on the short end of the stick on some of their competition, but they were out there competing and learning and gaining some valuable experience because we're going to need those kids to play.
Cole Vowles scores the first touchdown of the season. What does that mean? Now you raised Cole basically. Cole played a long time for you, and I'm sure that must have meant something being his senior year, first touchdown of the year.
Listen, it's going to be no secret for us, right? We're going to go as far as Cole takes us. He's a gifted athlete, a great quarterback. And he's going to have lots of nights where he's the one. He's going to be our bell cow, right? He throws it, he runs it. We need him to do that. That's nothing new to him.
Now, Coach, the other question: what did you not like tonight? What has to be fixed for North Smithfield going forward?
We've got to tackle better. We've got to bring more fight to the ball carrier. We had a lot of plays where, we met ball carrier in the backfield and just didn't get him on the ground, and he bounced it out, and then it became a scramble play for a big play for them. So it went from doing something right, meeting somebody in the hole, not executing a tackle and getting him on the ground, turns into a 15, 20-yard scramble play. Just because the kid was a good athlete and, made a play. Sometimes that happens. So we got to fix that. Couple of bad penalties, and, we put a ball on the ground on special teams where we gave up a touchdown. They kicked it off, fumbled the next play. That always hurts. But we did some good things. You know, I'm happy with some of the things we did, and we got to clean up the little things, and we'll be okay.
Nice. Now, I believe, Ponnaganset coming up on September 9th at 6 p.m. Ponnaganset has a good game tonight. They beat Situate 23-0.
Yep.
Did you have a chance to watch any of Ponnaganset play today?
I did. I watched most of that, and then I had to go into the locker room. My guys were coming in, so I got to see quite a bit of it. But there wasn't much to see. I know they were going to play it close to the vest. They were better than Situate, and they just played their game. They're a good team. They got a lot of kids, and they got some big kids on the offensive and defensive line, and we're certainly going to have our hands full next Friday night.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Coach, some other scores that are going on around the league. Cumberland and Lincoln. Cumberland wins 19-13. Cumberland with a lot of kids. I think Lincoln is going to be a good team this year. They seem to be right now. Some other scores. How about Davies? 20-8 against Tolman.
Yeah, good for Davies. Davies has been on the come up for a couple of years now. Coach Cabral's building something there, and they're clearly going to be a wagon in D4.
Another good game that I noticed today was where was it? I had it written down right here. Oh, Central Falls. Even though they got shut out, I think Central Falls played East Providence tough. They held East Providence to 12. I think Central Falls could be another problem in Division 4.
Yeah, we saw Central Falls in the scrimmage on Saturday, and they do a lot of things well. Coach LaPierre have those kids playing solid, and they'll be good. They'll be good. They've got a couple of big, thick running backs, tough to take down, and they fly around on defense. They're going to be pretty good.
And then if I'm not mistaken, you also play Lincoln on September 16th, and then you play Tollgate. So that made your next 3 games. So hopefully you finish them 3 games on top. I think you'll be good going down the stretch.
Yeah. Listen, winning and losing is going to take care of itself. Like I always say, we've got to find a way to compete at every single second while we're out there. If we can learn to compete and then put the negative plays behind us and play the next play and compete again, we're going to be okay. It's just about getting our young guys to a point where they're confident enough to go out there and compete. I mean, we're asking three freshmen to play at a varsity level right now. A lot of football. That's an awful lot to ask of a freshman. But with our roster size, and the kids are being asked to do something that they might not necessarily be ready for, but they're trying.
Coach, another thing, who would be a scout player of the week? Because we have to show the scout team some love.
For us, it's going to be probably a kid like Nikolai Alger. I don't know if I'd call him a true scout teamer. I think he is in the mix and fighting to be a starter at the linebacker level. He certainly runs scout running back for us at times in practice. But this kid is a first-year player. He's a junior. He just loves to play football, and he plays with a ton of energy and passion. And, I look forward to watching him kind of pick some starters off and reel those guys in and start to play more snaps over some of these guys, because he makes it real hard in practice for me to not use him. Right. There were times tonight where every time I turned around, he was the guy I said, go in and make something happen. And he was all around the ball when he went in the game. So I'm going to have a tough time keeping him on the sidelines for too much longer.
And did any other kids stick out to you? Like you seen a kid and say, you know what, he may be starting very, very soon.
Well, we have a couple of our older kids that kind of just hit the roster this week that we didn't use tonight because they don't have enough time in yet. I think they're going to help us. So we got a couple of kids, Azariah Chauvin and Brandon Boudreaux, who I think in another week or two will be playing a prominent role on our team. We've got a young freshman named Ethan Corvo who started at defensive end tonight because we needed him to. He very well could be starting at safety next week or outside backer the week after that. And he's on the verge of becoming one of our playmaking wide receivers. I think he's close. So, we've got some young guys who are really, really playing hard and trying to crack our varsity lineup. So it's nice to see.
Well, Coach Paiva, thank you. We'll talk to you again next week, as well as every week throughout the season. We'll also talk to you on Thursday for our Coaches Pick'em show. Any last words, Coach?
Yeah, it was nice to be out there. It was nice to be in the atmosphere. The boys loved it. And like we said, it's one voice, it's one team, and it's one family. And we tried something a little different tonight with, our cheerleading squad, who's always behind us, joined us in our pregame prep and pep talk and prayer, and they walked with us up to the field from the locker room tonight. And it was nice to see 45 kids, when you count the cheerleaders, walking side by side up the path of excellence to our field. It was really nice because it showed that North Smithfield's going to be one family, and that's what we're going for. That's what high school's all about, and it was nice to see that.
Well, you picked one captain, Zach Kerrigan, to be your one voice. We talked about you as one team left on an island by yourself all the whole off season, and now you bring the cheerleaders in to be one. And how did the crowd react to that?
I don't know if our crowd was in the stands when we walked up there. We'll know on Friday. I think it'll be a lot nicer on Friday because tonight we had to kind of warm up off the field, so to speak, because there was a game being played. Next week, we'll be able to walk up from our locker room straight onto the field. But as a team, cheerleaders and players, when the game was over, we walked over to our stands and acknowledged our fans, letting everybody know that we are Northmen. And, come next week, I'm hoping that our fans catch on and everybody kind of gets to see what we're doing. And we'd love to have them replying that they're Northmen too. It would mean the world to our guys. It's what we're going for. And, we'll get there step by step. If it kills us, we'll get there.
Well, that sounds pretty exciting, Coach. We'll talk to you next week. Congratulations. Just being back on the field. I wish you had better results, but let it happen now for the injury fund game. Preseason, let the loss happen now.
Yeah,
Coach.
yeah. Better results will happen. Like I said, I think if we clean up a couple of mistakes, the numbers on the scoreboard might flip. I can't take anything away from Juanita Sanchez. Those kids played hard. They played good, and they've got a couple of kids who are tough to get on the ground. But we made mistakes. If we clean up the game and play a little bit more fundamental, I think we'll be all right.
All right, Coach Paiva, North Smithfield Northman, head football coach. Thank you. Appreciate it. Talk to you next week.
Thanks. Have a good weekend, guys.
You as well. There you have it, Coach Paiva. Always nice to have Coach Paiva up in here, win, lose, or whatever. Coach Paiva is coming on. Are we trying to hold out and wait for Z Coventry coach? You know, but let me try to message him. Hang on. Let me see if he's around, or I'll see if he wants to do it tomorrow. They lose to... If Coach Goodhart's close to being ready, we'll hold off. If not, you know, we'll pick up with him tomorrow. So yeah, some good football, a lot of things, a lot of mistakes got to be fixed. You know, Tiverton has a lot of mistakes to be made. EWG has to fix a lot of mistakes. Tolman, Westerly, Mount Pleasant, Classical, Tollgate, Pilgrim. Like, there's a lot of teams that have a lot of mistakes to fix. And I'm sure a lot of the winning teams got a lot of mistakes to fix as well. So we're just waiting to see if Coach Goodheart, maybe we'll hook up with Coach Washington tomorrow, unless he is listening. Maybe he's in the chat section. He can come in now. He has the link in his phone. So Cumberland having 89 total kids. Lincoln almost had them. EWG had a lot of kids as well. They got a lot of work to do. They definitely. Yeah, we're going to bring Coach Goodheart on tomorrow. You know, it is getting a little late. Yeah, salute to Coach Goodheart. You know, he'll have better days. So we'll bring Coach Goodheart on tomorrow. So there we have it. Mike Washington, will talk to him tomorrow. He had a great weekend. He said Central versus everybody. West Warwick 32-0 over Tollgate. Ponnaganset 23-0. I got to post these scores. So Eric, do you need these scores? Do you need a copy of these before you head home? Yeah, we're going to give the Rebellion, you know, my son Eric, he needs a copy of these scores right here. So we're going to have to give Eric a copy of these scores. You all know my son. But everybody, thank you. Don't forget, Thursday night, we're going to give away a bike. You know, we're going to have coaches pick them starting. You know, that's going to be pretty cool. And don't forget, everybody, we now know the Providence Journal is going to be real.
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The Rebellion is real. Providence Journal coverage is going to be real this year. It's almost here, 3 days away.
He said, we're real. It's going to be real this year. All right, people, really appreciate it. Just be real, right? Always keep it real. Always keep it authentic. Always keep it 100. Thank you to Breakthrough 7-on-7 Passing League, you know, for being a sponsor this season. Really appreciate it. You know, big support to everybody holding it down. Rally Point, big support to Coldwell Banker, Mark Wright. And if you want to support your business on here, we'll really appreciate your support. Big support to Recover Our Eye. So we pretty much is just about out of here, people, man. Anything you want to talk about, let me know. Hit me up in the messages. And thank you to everybody that sent me scores.
Hello, goodbye, farewell, so long. I said hello, goodbye, farewell, so long. I said uh-oh, did the truth come out again? If life is like a movie, then you know how it ends. They say babies are just like the angels. Tell me why you don't know how to see it.
One thing I
Oh, the alignment's good for football on second thought. Dude, you crapped on it this whole video, man. And I haven't even got on you for going after the parents at East Greenwich, man. I wish I had that video uploaded.
And she posts the whole message. And I think she thought that the whole internet was going to be like, yeah, you got him, go, you go, girl. This is where the Karens make mistakes, because the internet did not like what she wrote. And the internet proceeded to attack it. I was just sitting there like, I have no clue what I'm doing. Like, I was just keeping my hands out of it, and people were just taking shots at her left and right. And it was, I mean, for me, it was...
Dude, he said, I have no idea what I'm doing. We know that. But what you meant to say was like, I had nothing to do with this. No, you called out a parent. I have never, ever called out a parent, man. Never crossed that line, man. That's unprofessional, man. You work for the Journal, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
You're still here? You're still here. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Appreciate everything. Big shout out to our sponsors. Again, we out of here. See you next week. You still here? You gotta go. It's late. We gotta go.